Here we're going to be utilizing VirtualBox to create a platform, or basically an environment for Linux. Now what we're going to be utilizing is going to be version 16 of Ubuntu. So to set up our environment, we're going to click on New. We're going to type in Ubuntu. You notice that the system automatically recognizes that's going to be a Ubuntu environment. Now here, if you'd like to change the directory, you're more than welcome to. You notice we have a Linux type of operating system, and the version is Ubuntu. Now the thing is with virtualization software, you notice that it has a lot of different options, or a lot of different types, what they call it here. And in the versions, let's say for Linux, these are the different Linux versions. One thing to keep note: this does not mean that once you set up the environment, the operating system will be there. These are just basically options for the recommended hardware requirements that we got. So as we take a look, we click on Next. As you take a look, it's recommending that we have at least a 1 gig dedicated for RAM. Click on Next. We're going to create a hard drive. I recommend utilizing a 10 gig hard drive, which should be sufficient. Click on Create. We're going to be creating a VirtualBox disk image, which is fine. Click on Next. And this is going to be dynamically allocated, which basically means that the disk type, or actually the file that the quote virtual hard drive is using, is going to grow and expand as needed. So we'll click on Next there. This is basically the path of where that virtual drive is going to be. And again, the size of 10 gigs, and we click on Create. Now once we did that, I want to show you basically where the file is and how it looks like. So we're going to go to our folder here. Here's our VirtualBox virtual machines. Here's Ubuntu. And here is the actual quote, that virtual drive that is being utilized as a file. As you can see clearly right now, it's a mere 2 megs. As we begin installation, this thing will grow as the installation progresses. Now another thing that we need to do is basically set up the ISO file for this machine, this virtual machine, to actually boot with. So we'll click on Settings. We'll come up here to Storage. Here is our controller for the hard drive. We're going to click on the CD-ROM symbol. We're going to choose our ISO image, which is in our download area here. Here's version 16. Now there is a version of Ubuntu that is out currently, which is version 18. One thing I've noticed, it has some problems in the virtual environment as of right now. So I know 16 does work, so we'll utilize version 16. Click on Open, click OK, and now we're going to start the actual installation process. And by doing that, we're going to click on Start.